Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
A very good evening, I'm Mahina Bongzo. As usual, we start off with the stories that are making headlines tonight.
An enjoining order issued preventing the UNP leader's tenure from being extended to 6 years. Officers in the government reiterate the need for a strong opposition. Another suspect who was wounded in the clashes at the Vaunia prison dies. And the Lak Vijaya power plant in Nora Chole inactive again.
Moving on to the stories in detail now. The national power grid has lost a capacity of 300 megawatts since this morning owing to a malfunction at the Nora Chole Lak Vijaya power plant.
A release issued by the Ministry of Power and Energy states that this situation has arisen due to the sudden breakdown in the main transmission line from the Lak Vijaya power plant to Wayangoda. The release further states that owing to the power failure, the generators at the power plant had automatically shut down and subsequently all other units were also shut down. The ministry noted that it is necessary to examine as to whether the machines were damaged owing to the sudden shutdown. The ministry further noted that a special team of engineers have been deployed to restore power generation at the plant. Similar technical failures were reported on a number of occasions in the recent past. On the 24th of last month, the Ceylon Electricity Board decided to implement a daily power cut of 3 hours owing to technical issues at the thermal power plants. Due to the decrease in water levels in reservoirs, hydropower generation has been minimized.
On to another story that made the headlines tonight. Now, an LTT suspect who was receiving treatment at the Ragama hospital died today. He was receiving treatment for injuries sustained in the clash which erupted at the Vaunia prison recently.
Maridas Hemis Roxan was receiving treatment at ward number 30 of the Ragama hospital. The director of the Ragama hospital said that the post-mortem into the death of the 27-year-old is to be conducted by the Gampaha Judicial Medical Officer. Earlier, an LTT suspect who sustained injuries in the same clash and was transferred to the Mahara prison died at the Ragama hospital. 22-year-old K. Nimalaruban, who was in custody over involvement in LTT activities, died on the 4th of last month. Meanwhile, issuing a release, the activist for human rights organization stated that the government should take full responsibility for the death. The organization noted that the government has not taken steps to conduct an investigation into the death of K. Nimalaruban, who died previously, and the individual who died today.
The District Court of Mount Lavinia issued an enjoining order today preventing the Working Committee from implementing its decision to extend the United National Party leader's tenure to 6 years. The order was given when a petition filed by Southern Provincial Councillor, Attorney at Law Maitri Gunaratne was taken up for consideration in court today.
During a working committee meeting held recently, a proposal was endorsed to extend the tenure of party leader to 6 years from a period of 1 year as stated in the present constitution.
This constitution does not provide for that kind of amendments. The constitution cannot be amended in a manner which the working committee wants. There is a special procedure that this constitution has to be amended. And having bought this argument, the learned district judge, having accepted and gone through the constitution, granted this enjoining order, preventing the party hierarchy and the working committee from continuing with this amendment for 6 years.
Meanwhile, another petition was filed today in the Colombo District Court by Western Provincial Councillor, Attorney at Law Srilal Laktilaka, challenging the working committee's decision to extend the UNP leader's tenure to 6 years.
We made a request based on the fact that it was illegal to grant a tenure of 6 years to party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe by arbitrarily amending the party constitution. This complaint was filed before the district judge. After it was confirmed, the district judge issued notice of an interim injunction and notice on parties for the 23rd of this month.
Furthermore, former senior parliamentarians and activists of the United National Party point out that the current party leader is attempting to amend the constitution to his advantage.
වරින් වර එතුමාගේ
The constitution is being repeatedly amended to protect his leadership. First, he tried to retain leadership for life. Now he is attempting to extend his tenure by 6 years by including his close associates in the working committee. Therefore, the district court in Mount Lavinia issued a very important order today. I am of the view that Ranil Wickremesinghe should understand the present situation and tender his resignation. If not, there will be no opposition left in this country.
කරන්න කැමති නැත්නම් විපක්ෂයක් මේ රටේ ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
UNP members note that the people believe that the United National Party needs a leadership which could steer the party and its followers to victory. The members of the UNP add that this demand made by the people was highlighted on several occasions through the media.
Ranil Wickremesinghe මැතිතුමාට
Mangala Samaraweera, who worked to bring down Ranil Wickremesinghe, has now come into this party and is at a level where he determines the party's agenda. The former secretary was removed from the position of General Secretary and has now been made Treasurer. These are the people who are taking the party from defeat to defeat. We ask that at least now we go towards a program to bring victory to both the party and the people.
Senior members of the United National Party along with the active members of the party reiterate that a strong opposition is vital to uphold democracy in the country. They state that it is essential for the party to have a democratic and a strong leadership.
We are fighting in the opposition. We are fighting to strengthen democracy when Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe is openly acting and supporting the government. This is clear with the statements made by Honorable Maithripala Sirisena.
In the meantime, the government has reiterated the necessity of a strong opposition. Here are some of the views that were expressed at a rally in Kirindigala, Balangoda yesterday.
We would be pleased if the opposition bands together, stops switching seats, stops infighting, and if the leaders in the opposition unite. It is good for the alliance led by the Sri Lanka Freedom Party to have a strong opposition. Even in rural areas, there are those who have opposing viewpoints and they have been left without an option due to the activities of the opposition. We have asked the Chief Government Whip, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, to place some chairs in the lobby as well, because the SLFPers will have to sit in the lobby when these people cross over and fill up the seats. Afterwards, these parties question the President whether he paid these people to cross over. They are asking if we are paying UNPers to cross over. We are not paying them. They are paying us to cross over. It has come to a level where they are paying to cross over. So, the President says, wait a minute, there is no room here.
When analysing interconnected incidents, a significant increase can be seen in the number of persons attempting to illegally migrate to Australia. Adding to the mounting number, 93 persons who attempted to illegally migrate to Australia were arrested at 2 separate locations today.
Navy media spokesperson Commander Kosala Warnakula Surya said that 68 persons who attempted to illegally migrate to Australia were arrested and their boats seized off the coast of Koskoda in Galle. He said that among those arrested were 2 women and 3 children. 7 of those arrested were crew members. Meanwhile, another 25 people who attempted to illegally migrate to Australia were arrested in Beruala. Police media spokesperson SP Ajit Rohana said that 3 women were among those arrested. Reports say that 21 Tamils, 3 Sinhalese and 1 Muslim were among those arrested. Reports also say that 1 Sinhalese woman, 3 Tamil women, 2 Tamil girls and 1 boy are among the group. It is reported that the children are between 1 and 10 years of age. A trafficker was also among the 25. He is a resident of Moratua. Similar incidents were reported in the past from the coasts of Mannar, Thalemana, Trincomalee, Puttalam and Negombo. However, when considering the incidents reported today and several recent reports, it is evident that an increasing number of people are attempting to illegally migrate to Australia from the southern coast as well. Reports of a failed attempt were received from Galle recently, with over 100 persons being arrested. With reports of such incidents increasing in frequency, the Department of Immigration and Immigration says that Sri Lanka has become a hub for international human trafficking. The police state that as a result, the authorities are paying closer attention to the matter, adding that those found guilty of human trafficking could face up to 20 years in prison.
Illegal immigrations to Australia. $822 individuals arrested by the Sri Lankan Navy so far this year. Australian officials say 1,413 Sri Lankans taken into custody. Criminal Investigations Department arrests 14 suspected human traffickers. Why do so many risk their lives to illegally travel to Australia? Is it because they do not fear the law?
A detention center was opened in Mirihana today for foreigners who violate visa regulations.
The center has been established to house foreigners awaiting deportation for violating visa regulations. EU Ambassador Bernard Savage noted that migration is an important factor in world economic development. This detention center has been brought up to this level following discussions with the EU and with the support of the International Organization on Migrants. This detention center is complete with all facilities that are provided at an international level. There are facilities for small children and separate facilities for men and women.
United National Party parliamentarian Ravi Karnanayake raised a question in Parliament today regarding the income and expenses of Sri Lanka cricket during the 2011 ICC Cricket World Cup. Minister of Sports Mahindananda Alutgamage responded.
When I asked you whether there was a surplus, you said that a profit of 1,870 million was obtained. When I asked about the total income, you said it was 2,345. That means the expenditure was 500 million rupees. I'm making inquiries because that is unbelievable. I said that the revenue was 2,345 million, which is 2.3 billion. I also told you that the expense was 400 million. It was 474 million. The Ports Authority has not been paid for constructing the Suryawava Cricket Stadium. We will make the payment. The ICC had major problems regarding the accounts. I saw how you as the minister gave cause for much happiness when you cleared all of it. Is this at a satisfactory level now? The accounts have already been presented to the ICC. They made inquiries, but we responded to all the inquiries. There is information that Sri Lanka cricket is once again in a financial crisis. We are currently in a stable position. There will be no room for any financial crisis. There is good financial management within Sri Lanka cricket. From now on, there will be no delay in making payments to cricketers. Minister, water for the Suryawava Stadium is obtained from the Mega Hakindura tank. Please make the necessary payments for that since the profits have been made.